Hi, this is Coach Colette, host of the Start Within podcast, and welcome to another episode of Financial Fridays. Well, I can't believe we are in August. Well, it's a special month. August is my birthday month. Haven't quite figured out what that's going to look like yet, but even more perhaps exciting is the fact that August is Black Business Month. And so I wanted to share some insights around Black businesses, particularly since I am a Black female entrepreneur. I will explore some of these issues throughout the month. I came across a survey that was conducted by Guidant Financial and the Small Business Trends Alliance. This group of companies is aimed at supporting small businesses with data trends and insights. So they surveyed over 3,100 small business and franchise owners here in the U.S. And I thought I would share some of this data. And it's always interesting to look at data and then compare that to actual experience. So in the 2020 survey, they found that 72% of Black-owned businesses reported being profitable, which was a 5% increase from 2019. Now, I'm still looking to find out the date of when this survey happened, because we do know that with COVID-19, the pandemic, the lockdown, that a number of Black-owned businesses have been severely impacted financially. Or perhaps this will also show up in the data for the 2021 survey. This survey found that Black businesses were across all industries. The top industry was business services at 20%. It turned out that the second, third, and fourth most popular industries were all tied at 9% each, which were 1. Retail, 2. Health, beauty, and fitness services, and 3. Food or restaurant. And again, we know that these businesses have been severely impacted this year due to the lockdown from the coronavirus and COVID-19 experience. The fifth most popular industry, according to the survey, was construction and contracting at 8%. Also interesting, the survey found that 30% more Black small business owners solely operate their businesses, which means that they are sole proprietors. And it was 30% more than the average of all small business owners. Despite this, there was a 19% decrease in Black solopreneurs from 2019, which meant that more Black-owned businesses have teams. This survey showed that 45% of Black-owned businesses have 2 to 5 employees. Now, I happen to be on record, a solopreneur, although I do work with other coaches and healers and trainers and do hire them for projects that require more than my expertise and also when I am not available. That has been less the case, though, for me and my business personally, primarily due to the pandemic and the lockdown. Most of my engagements have been engagements that I have been performing myself, be that facilitating webinars or coaching clients individually, virtually. So it will really be interesting to see how this data shifts next year based on all that we are experiencing now. So I'm going to pause here, and we'll come back to this conversation around Black-owned businesses for the month of August. Now get ready and listen up to today's tip from Singh.
Hello everyone, this is Singh, aka Investing of the Investing Podcast with your weekly Financial Friday tip. When was the last time that you had experienced some fun with your finances? When was the last time you celebrated where you are with your goal of being financially free? Now, with summer here and August here, now is the time to really celebrate your goals and how far you've come. With that said, that is your weekly Financial Friday tip, and I'll speak to you soon. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Hey, it's Coach Colette, and yes, this is the Unplugged segment for today. Wow, what a week it's been. From the full moon at the start of the week to the tropical storm Isaias that blew through New York City this week. I had the experience of watching tree branches snap in the backyards a couple of doors down and really kind of felt a little bit scared, which I think my anxiety is heightened because of the pandemic and safety of my home. Yet today I want to talk about more inner storms that were brewing. And I want to tell on myself again and share a recent experience that I had connected to my business. When I started my business back in the day, it really felt like I needed to appear to be big. There was this sense that as a small business owner starting a consulting practice, I needed to create something that would appear bigger than what it was. And particularly because at the time I was more focused on aiming to attract companies, corporations, and nonprofit organizations. And over the years, business has gotten more personal. People want to feel that stronger connection with the brands with which they interact. And I think that that's really great for us as consumers to have that level of transparency and connection. And I also think that it is more vulnerable for those of us who are business owners. And I had an experience this week where someone really questioned my integrity. And as Brené Brown says, I really felt like I was in the arena, being very vulnerable. The business response or the customer experience response was relatively simple, and I've even come up with a solution to help address or hopefully prevent this from happening again. And so the first lesson I'd say for the entrepreneurs and founders and practitioners out there is don't let your policies or processes or systems contradict or undermine the intentions of your business. So that's just something that I learned. And the fix that I have come up with is a point of clarification and something that is relatively simple to implement. And then when I take off my business owner or coach hat, I need to deal with my own emotions because I am a human, and when people say things, it can cause a reaction. So what have I been doing? It started with me getting physical, really getting into my body and being able to release the emotions that came up as a result of this experience. And you're going to laugh at me. Here's where I'm telling on myself a little bit. In this pandemic, I have taken to doing running or jogging in place. And for some reason, it makes sense for me to do that in the bathroom. Perhaps it's on the bath mat, giving me a little bit more cushion. But I really was able to get almost 7,000 steps in just to release this energy. And then, of course, I went to my favorite modality, EFT tapping. And this, again, really allowed me to get into my body and really surface what were the emotions that were coming up as a result of being questioned in this way. And so here are some of the tapping points and emotions in case something has gotten you triggered or you're feeling some pent up or stuck energy. Some of the points I tapped on: tapping on the eyebrow point. I released past trauma and old wounds that this experience triggered in me. I tapped on the side of the eye. I release anger and resentment for being misunderstood. Tapping under my nose, I release embarrassment and shame for this experience. Tapping at the top of the rib point, I'm releasing primitive emotions that have been triggered, all of my fight-flight reactions. Tapping on my thumb, I release the grief and the loss of a potential opportunity. And I tap on my pinky point to release any pissed off energy. And I wanted to share that with you because I know I talk about tapping a lot, but it really is helpful to understand how that mind-body connection works. And I'm still doing tapping to move through and process this experience. So I hope this unplugged segment is helpful for you. I hope that you are able to use healing modalities like tapping or running or breathing or meditation to release any storms that may be brewing inside of you. Take care, be well, and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. If you enjoyed this episode and haven't already subscribed, you can do so on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you like to listen. You also can connect with me on Instagram at Coach_Colette for more inspiration on personal growth and wellness. Want to help us create more great content and host more live podcast events? Then join our Start Within tribe and support this podcast with a small donation to help sustain our future episodes. Visit anchor.fm/Coach-Colette/support to get started today. You know, this podcast is truly my passion project, and I really appreciate your continued support. Get ready to start within to finish strong.